Hi guys, Dragon Warrior Reviews here, and today I'm going to be showing you the Hot Toys Venom figure from the PS5 Spider-Man 2 game. So I've actually never played this game before, just because I actually don't own a PS5 and I don't usually play those sort of games. But I have seen clips online, and there's actually a video on YouTube showing you all of the Venom sort of scenes from the game. And I've seen quite a few clips, not the full game, but quite a few clips. And it looks like a really good game. Venom sounds like he's voiced by Tom Hardy, but I don't think he is. But the reason why I bought this figure is because, number one, it's Venom. It doesn't matter which Venom it is. If you like Venom, you're going to like this figure. And number two, it's a symbiote. It's a massive monster. And it looks a bit more intimidating, or quite a lot more intimidating than the Tom Hardy Venom. So I thought, why not? And honestly, this thing is huge. I'm finding it hard to fit it all into shot without showing a load of the kitchen here, because I do my reviews in the kitchen just because the lighting is incredible. I'm probably going to be doing most of this review standing up. But anyway, I got my hat up here. Let's move the hat out of the way. And anyway, let's remove this packaging and take a proper look at the box here. Honestly, guys, this box is a feast for the eyes. The artwork is amazing on this box. So on the front, it says Marvel Spider-Man 2, and we have a massive picture here of Venom with all the tendrils, and these tendrils are actually kind of shiny here, and if you rub your finger on the box, you can feel sort of the texture. It's really nice, and I just love it super much. Down here it says Hot Toys Video Game Masterpiece here, 1/6 scale Venom collectible figure / VG, I think that's a G, M59. Hopefully I pronounced all that right. On the top here, oh my goodness, it's hard to show here, but yeah, Marvel Spider-Man 2 again. Sort of a bluey, sort of navy colour here, and a load of tendrils, as you can see. And on the side here, sort of the web effects sort of continue, or the tendril, sorry, that's what I meant to say. There's like a web effect here. And then it says 1/6 scale Venom figure, the same what we saw on the front of the box. And then on the back, it's just a load of legal information, Hot Toy store locations, and stuff like that. And as you can see, the tendrils or whatever continue on the back as well. Dude, this is a monster of a figure. Look at the size of this. Wow. So just like the Carnage figure, there's a little window where you can see the figure itself. Looking awesome. Most non-Star Wars Hot Toys figures have this like little window thing when you take the slip cover off, exposing the figure so you can have a first glimpse of it. My first impressions of the figure so far behind this window is, man, it is a beast. Absolutely a beast. I really like these web effects here as well, or symbiote effects, looking really awesome. And you can sort of see some like shades of color here mixed with sort of a navy color on the box. And then on the sides here, more of that, looking really awesome. Like, what is this? This is awesome. Whoa, the back is crazy. Picture of Venom. I think that's the Tom Hardy Venom. I'm pretty sure, 99% sure that is the Tom Hardy Venom face sculpt there. I think it looks like it, unless it is this figure, but just like in a weird way. That is very awesome though. Yeah, look at that. I love that. Marvel Spider-Man 2 Venom. It's weird if they don't say video game on the box though. It only says like video game masterpiece or whatever. But you got like a claw here. Wow, this box is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Man, this is crazy. I'm pretty sure this Venom is made out of the same rubber as the other Venoms, and also Carnage, just because when I open the box, you can have, there's a massive whiff of that rubbery smell, and I had that with Carnage. But holy, this is absolutely, words cannot describe this figure right now. Wow. Here's his little tendril effects, and also his like massive grabbing sort of spiky clawy hands. Anyway, let's get Venom and all of his accessories out of the box so we can take a closer look. Alright, I've got all of Venom's accessories out except Venom himself and the display base, just because I want to show all these first. So first of all, we get two of these sort of claw hands, which look really awesome. It's basically just a pair of normal Venom hands opened or clawed up like that. I don't know if that's even a word, but you know what I mean, I hope. Very glossy, shiny plastic, really awesome. I love it. And then, oh my god, these are more hands. These are absolutely huge spiky claw hands. These are beautiful, shiny, glossy, and they really look sharp and like they would slice through flesh. That is absolutely awesome. And Venom has 2 fisted hands already installed on the figure. And then these sort of tendril pieces are for his back. Basically, you remove like a rubber sort of plug on the back, or 2 rubber plugs to put these in. And yes, these will go on his back and making him look absolutely awesome. These are going to look incredible. And these are for his arms. Basically, you'll probably have to remove his hands and then slot them over his arms, which I'm a bit worried about that. Hopefully that doesn't damage the rubber in the process or over time. We get 3 tongues. 2 of them are compatible with the closed mouth, but I'm pretty sure all of them are compatible with the open mouth. They are magnetic. They look very, very dirty, slimy, very awesome. And wow. So yeah, that's the smallest one. This is a really long one. And then this one is sort of a crazy cold up long one. I don't know if it's just me, but when I pick these out of the box, they kind of feel almost slimy. It may just be me still. I feel like this one feels a little slimy. That is absolutely awesome. And finally, we got the open mouth, or the roaring sort of head sculpt for Venom. Wow, that feels very slimy as well. That is amazing. We're going to take a better look at this sculpt on the figure itself, so we're going to put that to one side. Anyway, I'm going to move all these accessories away and get to the big man himself, so we can take a closer look. Holy. Actually, before we look at Venom, I want to show you the display base before I put Venom on it. I kind of didn't do that in the Carnage review, or I don't think I did. So let's take a look. Looking really, really awesome. I love that spider logo on the front there with the tendrils, and it's got that rough feeling as well. Really, really nice. And yeah, it says Venom there, as you can see. And you get this plastic rod with it, and then this piece you sort of screw in when Venom's secure. I really wish this was metal, but it is what it is. So here we got Venom here without any of his accessories on, just standing up in a simple pose on the display base. Now this is absolutely monstrous. So yes, you can see it's very, very shiny. And it is very, very awesome. I'll give it a little spin around. That closed or slightly closed mouth, or slightly open mouth, should I say, looks incredible. That might be my favourite sculpt, honestly, out of the 2. But maybe I'll change my mind when I switch around. But here we go. Before we take a proper look, I want to take a close... Oh, sorry, I want to take a step back here. And yes, and don't worry guys, in this review there's no chance of me falling off my chair, just because I need to be standing up, because this figure is literally that tall. Wow. Honestly, let's take a look. So first of all, the sculpt here, looking absolutely awesome. Those teeth look awesome. You can sort of see the wetness in his mouth there. Really, really, really awesome. Looking absolutely awesome. And the eyes look really good as well. And when we move down here, this spider symbol on his chest is beautiful. You can sort of see the whites, the browns, the little like veins, as you can see. And it's like kind of brownish. It's not just white. Like, it's just so detailed. It is crazy. And it continues underneath there as well. It is just remarkable. And as you can see, this figure is very seamless. Unlike the Carnage figure, where you could see some like ugly joints here, it is actually hidden by the rubber, which is absolutely awesome. Seamless, almost. But you can see some seams here and also near the wrists, as you can see, and the legs. But other than that, really pretty seamless, and maybe down here as well. But those toes are menacing. And you can sort of see the detail on there. There's not too much to talk about, because you know it's pretty much the same through the entire figure almost. But from the back here, this is where you notice a little bit more. You notice some hidden seams. They're a bit noticeable, but I don't think they're gonna. I think that's the best they could have done. Basically, you don't get a tool to remove it, but if you've got good nails, I don't, unfortunately. So I might have to get a family member to help me. But yeah, you just dig your nail into that, hopefully not damaging the rubber. And I guess these will come out. Maybe you can push it in. I don't know. I'll see what I can do. But that spider symbol is awesome. Absolutely awesome. And as I said earlier, 2 of the tongues are compatible with this mouth or head sculpt here. So I'll try that out in a sec. Just looked at the instructions, and apparently these 2 tongues are compatible with the sculpt. Sorry. So let's try them out. So that looks honestly pretty cool. Honestly, like, it looks cool, but I don't think that one is really for me for this sculpt here. I feel like I would prefer like the longer one, or the more straight one, sorry, that's what I meant to say. Maybe you can angle it here. You can angle it in there. It is magnetic, quite a strong magnet. So you probably can angle it around like that, as you can see. But this one isn't really for me. I'm going to take this out. Let me just do this on camera. Or can I do it on camera? That magnet is strong. Holy. Let's just stick this in, shall we? So if we angle it like this. Now, that one is more for me. I don't know if I prefer it without the tongue or with this one, but this one is definitely more for me. And by the way, let's just get this out of the way so I don't forget to mention it later. But this is awesome because the head is magnetic, a very strong magnet. So it is easy to switch around your heads. If you're one day thinking, I want the open mouth one now, you don't have to stress and, pull it off from the ball joint. You just like that, pull it off magnetically. Absolutely awesome. But talking about the other sculpt, let's give that a quick go. Yes, now that is looking good. My first impressions of this sculpt is great, but I really do prefer the more sort of closed mouth with a slightly open mouth. When I do get this into a more dynamic pose, I feel like I'm going to like it more. Anyway, let's try the tongues out. So let's stick this one in. Very good. Now that one looks really good with it. I really like that one with it. That is awesome. Let's switch around again. Here we go. Very securely in there. A little bit of a seam there, but I don't think that is the end of the world. Anyway, let's try the last one out. Yeah, I think I might prefer the smaller one with this open mouth sculpt, but you can angle it like that. But still, it looks a little weird in my opinion there, so I don't think I will be doing that. But yes, anyway, I want to get him into my first pose. I'm going to be doing 2 poses with each head sculpt. So yes, anyway, let's get him into his first pose and start having some fun with this absolutely humongous monster. So here we go. So the first pose, I wanted, the first pose to be kind of simple, not any of the tendrils or anything like that. I only swapped out one hand and it was just this. I wanted something really simple. Because I remember in the game when I saw the clips, he really didn't have all those sort of tendrily things on him until the end. I do have a Fortnite skin of the comic book Venom. And I remember there's a sort of a normal clean style, a bit like this. And then there's a maximum Venom. I think it's called maximum Venom, where he's got like loads of sort of gooey tendrils coming off him. So I wanted to do something a bit simple. Sorry about that, I keep knocking my foot on the box. Oh my goodness, I'm standing up, so I'm very proud of this pose. With Carnage, I didn't put him into too many poses. I only put him into one pose, which is my final pose. So this is the second time of me actually working with a symbiote. But this time, guys, you're going to get 4 poses. But I really like this pose. I bent the legs, as you can see. I think the joints are on ratchets, so they are very clicky and very strong. But I am liking this sculpt. Let me know in the comments which sculpt you like more. I am leaning more towards this closed mouth one. It is absolutely awesome. Feel like I might need to throw on the flash in a sec because it's a little bit dark near his head there. The light's good in here, but because his head is sort of like looking quite down, yeah, I might have to put the flash on. This head sculpt, I love the magnetic heads, man. Like you have almost infinite range of motion. It's absolutely awesome. Anyway, I think I'm going to throw on the flash really quickly. Oh, no, before I do that, let's have a little turn around. Wow, that sculpt. Wow, dude. I don't, with the display base, you don't really need to screw it in just because it feels quite strong anyway. I actually don't have it, I'm actually not using it properly here, as you can see, but hold up. I just noticed a second ago. What is that near his butt? Is that some flaking rubber? I think that might be some of the bag on it or something. No, it wasn't sitting on the bag though. It was sitting on the little foamy sort of material. Yeah, that is some damaged rubber there. Unfortunately, it came a little damaged there. But to be fair, you're not going to notice it when it's on the shelf. It ain't going to be perfect. This is absolutely humongous, man. Like, wow. Dude, this figure is a monster. Holy. Yeah, that's just a better look here with the flash on. Don't need the flash very much in these reviews. Just because of this awesome kitchen light, but sometimes I may need it. So I'm going to put him back to stock really quickly just because I want to do a comparison. Honestly, I'm pretty sure this Venom figure is the biggest Hot Toys figure, or in fact, biggest figure I've ever owned. Or is he? Well, he is. He actually towers over Hulk. Just wanted to do a quick comparison here. My goodness, he is quite a bit taller than Hulk. Holy, that is crazy. Anyway, I just wanted this to be a quick segment in the video. Anyway, let's move on to pose number 2. All right, we have pose number 2. Man, this figure, because it's so front heavy, it is so hard to work with. Especially when you have a massive weapon on his arm lifted up in the air. But man, here we go. So this is quite a difficult piece to get on. I reckon this will dig into the rubber, causing damage in the future. But I am going to risk it just because these tendril pieces are too cool not to have on. This arm piece is really cool. And we'll talk about those in a sec. You can actually, it doesn't really say in the instructions, but I did see a picture of it on the instructions of like one of the tendril pieces on the leg. So you can put it on the leg. The blooming foot joint would not go back in. It took so long, but you need a lot of pressure. But we did it. And man, a bit like the Carnage. Yeah, so with my Carnage, there was a bit of damage near the crotch area because because I was posing it on the display base. So this time I haven't posed it on the display base. I've dialed in the pose and then sort of put it on the display base so it doesn't ruin the rubber. But this, in a really cool dynamic pose, this open mouth sculpt is awesome. And this tongue really fits with the pose. Honestly, an awesome figure. A really cool pose here. Very proud of this one here. I'm pretty sure this is the pose they had in Secret Base when this figure was released. So I think Hot Toys sort of made this pose. It's not exactly the same, but it's inspired. So if we turn it around, I really hope it doesn't want to fall over. That would not be cool. These pieces were hard. I am very bad at... Basically, these pieces were quite hard to put in. You basically have to... sort of match the little symbol and plug it in on his back. Hope you know what I mean there. It's easy enough to understand in the instructions. I just struggled with it, so I had to get a bit of help. It was quite difficult for me, but it's awesome. Yeah. Also, I by accident damaged a little bit of the rubber. I tried to use a blunt knife to get the little plugs out. Yeah, if you've got, you know, sharp nails or big nails, bigger than mine at least, yeah, do it that way. You're not going to see it anywhere. I'm going to keep these tendril parts in forever. But yeah, this open mouth sculpt obviously looks a lot better in a, like I said earlier, or a few minutes ago, in a crazier dynamic pose. I kept this hand here because I didn't want too much tendril work or too much, you know, hand work in this pose. I just wanted one arm. He's like, you know, looking in the air, getting ready to slice Spider-Man or something. Wow, this is awesome. I can't get enough of this figure. It is awesome. Warning, yet again, it's very front heavy. Just be very careful. Just make sure you get him into a secure pose before leaving him anywhere. So far, both of the poses I have done are quite secure, so you could definitely leave him in this pose. I'm just like really nervous about his weight. I will definitely as well, once the pose is dialed in forever, I would use a screwdriver to screw the crotch grabber in, so there is no chance of his weight knocking the crotch grabber down, because the last thing you want is this figure to fall off your shelf, or worse, fall off your shelf and hit another figure. This figure is so heavy. This box, man, it is very, very, very heavy. Like 6 kilograms or something? I hope I'm saying that right. Sorry if I'm not. But this is a huge box, huge figure. It is massive, and it makes Hulk look like a midget. Okay, I think I'm over-exaggerating there, but I think it's time to get him in to pose number 3. Yes! Hopefully it doesn't take me too long or it's not too difficult. Alright, pose number 3 is scary. I really wouldn't pose it like this because I don't know, maybe it's fine. I just feel like it will fall over any second, because there's a lot of like front heaviness here. He's leaning down, these arms are quite huge, so he could go at any minute. So I don't know. It should be fine. Also, I want to warn you, these spiky bits are very spiky, and the same with his hands as well. Be careful, they are quite spiky. I don't want you to spike yourself. But man, this is a crazy, crazy pose, man. Like, wow, I really like this. This is like a pose and I want to sort of copying off, or, you know, using inspiration off one of the Hot Toys pictures or blogger photos when this figure was released. But man, this is a monster of a figure. Like, whoa! Man, if you don't have the space for this, I wouldn't get it because it's so huge. But like sometimes you may not have the space for something, but you're like, this is too good to pass on. I can't pass on it. And that's the problem. Whoa! Told you. I warned you guys. I wouldn't use that pose. I wouldn't use that pose in your collection. Seriously, I recommend not using that pose. Also, if you don't like taking risks, holy crap, if you don't like taking risks, I wouldn't keep these pieces on. They may dig into the rubber. I do want to get out of this pose as soon as possible before I lose my new favorite figure. The question is, do I like this figure more than the Carnage figure? I don't know. We might need a little bit of help from the Flash here, just so you can see a bit more detail on that chest as well, just because he's leaned down so much, you know. But man, also from the Flash, you can really see like the glossy black reflecting. It is awesome. Wow, like, woo. I wouldn't be afraid of getting these pieces on. They are a little scary. This one is a very hard one to get on for me, but this one was quite easy. I'm so sorry about that, guys. I keep knocking the packaging on the floor. I was so excited to keep going with this figure. I didn't want to tidy up the packaging, but holy. Anyway, let me get into my third and final pose. I know what I want to do. I actually was like flicking through shorts, either on Instagram or YouTube, and I found, I don't know who the creator is, but I found a cool like pose, a really awesome pose I want to do. I am scared though it may fall off one day, but I'm hoping it doesn't. I'll try and use inspiration. If it's a bit too scary, it's leaning down too much, I will change up as much as I can. Anyway, wish me luck. Though this pose is so cool though. Woo! Alright, I've got my final pose, and because he's bent down so much, it's a little bit dark around that section. I will put the Flash on, but I try to make it as secure as possible. The way I've just sort of put the legs and the feet, I feel like it's secure enough so it won't fall over. So I'm really hoping it doesn't. But yeah, this is the pose I got. I do prefer the closed mouth, or sorry, the more closed mouth more than the roaring mouth. But this is a monster. I keep saying that. I'm going to stop saying that. But this, honestly, is a very, very cool Venom. In my opinion, the best Hot Toys Venom figure, in my opinion, they will ever make. Yes, they do have the Tom Hardy Venoms. And yes, we do have the comic book Venom coming out. But that one looks... That does not look... That doesn't... it's hard for me to say this, but I feel like that one looks terrible compared to this one. Like, what is this, man? Oh my god. Like, I'm scared. I'm going to put it up somewhere really high, but I think for a few days I might not. Just to make sure he won't go flying off the top of the shelf and probably breaking into a million pieces. Now, not Hot Toys. Hot Toys wouldn't break into a million pieces, but I would imagine it would be bad. Anyway, I'm going to quickly turn the Flash off. Before I do that, we're going to do a little spin test here. He doesn't seem that wobble, look. He doesn't seem that wobbly a little bit, but he really seems quite secure. Any second now, he's going to fall off, imagine that. But I love it. I love all the tendrily pieces you get with him. I love that you can actually, usually you get a fully closed mouth, and I like this time you didn't. I love that you get like a slightly open mouth where you can actually stick 2 of the 3 tongues in it. And this figure has so much range of motion. The joints are strong like they should be. If he had weak joints with this figure, it would not work. His butt, the rubber's a little bit damaged. It's okay though, we're not going to notice that. And this figure is like... I just can't get over it, man. Like, there we go, from that angle there. Doesn't that look good? Let me just turn the Flash on quickly. So I ignore the sound in the background, that's just the boiler going. There we go. That's more like it. I didn't think I would have to use the Flash for this video, but I kind of do. But who cares? If I need to use the Flash a little bit, it is fine. Just because it's a little dark underneath, just because the way it's curved over, because it's quite a dark figure. It's even quite dark there, even though it's white. It still is a little bit hard to show here and there, but I am a massive fan of this figure, man. Like, I've been super excited for this the day it was released, or sorry, the day it was revealed. And I wasn't going to get this figure. I was like, it's too big. And I was, you know, thinking, I don't want it. But I do want it. It's too big. I don't want it because, like, it's going to be so much money. And I was the same with the Batman Armory. Have I got the Batman Armory? Well, make sure to check my Instagram account. And because if you do, there is a few hints that if I got it or not. Okay? So, yeah, make sure to check that out. I'll just do this part of the video now. If you do want to support me even more than liking the video or subscribing, make sure to press the link in the description to check out my Instagram account. Make sure to follow if you do like what you see on there. Also, you will see teaser pictures of upcoming reviews. And sometimes when I upload a short to this channel, it actually will be a day or 2 earlier on the Instagram account. I also do daily stories, so make sure to check that out. Anyway, shameless plug out of the way. Hot Toys, kiss my bank account. this is what, wow, £540 roughly. If you're buying off eBay, it may be a little more, depends on the seller. Is it worth that money? Yes. Anyway, let's move on to the two irritating and two great things about this Venom figure. So the first irritating thing is, honestly, this figure is so good, so it's so hard to find irritating things. But the first one is, maybe they should have included a tool to help you remove those little plugs so you can put these pieces in. Maybe, like, it's very hard. I was leaning towards maybe making these pieces a little bit more softer so it wouldn't like dig into the rubber over time very easily, and maybe like a tool to remove these plugs. I'll put that into one just because I'm struggling to think of irritating things. But yeah, nails would do it, but I wish there was maybe like a safer way, maybe, I don't know. And maybe these were a little safer to keep in, and maybe it'll be fine, but most people wouldn't risk it. Justin wouldn't risk it. I would, I think, but maybe it will be fine. But yeah. The second irritating thing is, I really wish this pole was metal, because sometimes when I was trying to pose it around, I was sort of bending the pole a little bit, and yeah, it's probably not going to break, but I feel like metal would feel a little bit more durable. It would feel better. There will be no chance of you snapping it, and yeah, it will just be more stable, I feel like, and it will just look better. I just realised I didn't take off the plastic covering. I never do that for some reason. I never need to be honest with you. The first great thing is, honestly, the magnets. Like, the head is magnetic. Almost infinite range of motion. The tongues are magnetic. And I love that this head sculpt is slightly open, so you can actually put 2 of the 3 tongues in its mouth. Because as you know, with Carnage and the other 2 Venoms they made, you only could put the tongues in the open mouth one because the other mouth was fully closed. But this one isn't fully closed, so you can put the tongues in. I feel that's amazing. It's really easy. The magnets are very strong, especially for the head and the tongues. Really easy. Look at that. Oh, they are strong. They are strong, but obviously not crazily strong. You don't want them to be crazily strong, or you'll never get them out. Oh my god, what happened there? Anyway, let's move on. The magnets are just awesome, and it's way better than trying to yank his head off or mess with like a double ball peg or something in the head. It's just way more fun, way more like comforting, way more just, you know, satisfying, and easy just to move the head by magnets. Super easy, and the magnet's strong, so it's not going to fall off. The second great thing is, unlike Carnage, this figure is almost seamless. So on Carnage, the knee joints and these sort of elbow joints were exposed, and near the wrist pegs as well. There's some really awful like joints exposed. The ball, you can see like the ball. You know what I'm trying to you know what I'm trying to say. But on this figure, there is barely any seams. It is seamless almost. Yeah, maybe a few near the wrists, feet, stuff like that, what you would expect. And if you do a crazy pose here, this may look a little bit ugly, but other than that, it is almost seamless. And I just want to apologize for the noise. Lots of people in my house right now, and the boiler is going, but it's not the end of the world. This review, you guys care about this figure, it doesn't matter. But honestly, seamless almost is just absolutely incredible. Like, chef's kiss. So would I recommend this figure? Yes and no. You're probably wondering, Dragon Warrior Reviews, how are you about to say no? Well, I'll explain in a sec. So, if you're a huge Venom fan, pick this figure up. 100%, it looks incredible, accurate to the show, or sorry, not the show, accurate to the blimming game. But the reason why you may not want to buy it is if you do not have the space for this figure, do not buy it. Or, if you've got a little bit of space and you can make space, get it. But if you know for a fact you can't fit it anywhere, and you know you're going to get told off by your family if you can't fit it anywhere, do not get the figure. Just accept the loss. It will hurt. Trust me, I know how it feels to not, you know, you can't fit something in a certain place. You know, I want to get like the Ghostbusters, like, life-size replica proton pack, but there's no way in hell I'll be able to fit it right now. Anyway, guys, yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of this figure. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in another review, figure preview, or sure.